Well, good morning. We are out here again. It's about 7:54. We left the dock at like 7:20 or so. And today should be interesting. There should be some good winds. And as you saw in the last video, I was testing out the Genoa sail I had, that I have on here. Today I'm going to be testing out a different sail. Just to see how it runs, and it should be decent because it'll be pretty windy out there. So, but yeah, it should be a good day. Another nice day. I think it'll get to like 70 today. So, but yeah, it's gonna be nice. I think we're gonna be out here for a little bit. We're probably gonna come back at like, I don't know, 3 p.m. or something, or like start heading back up here or whatever. I don't know. So, but so far so good. Everything is doing good right now, and yeah. Well, we ended up pulling off to the side here because there's a large container ship barge right there that's taking up the whole passageway. But you can kind of get an idea of how fast the current's flowing right now. Look at that. We're rushing down. And this is what was pushing us down the river most of the time, most of the part, so. But yeah, we're almost there out in Puget Sound here, so. My medium-sized sail, this number 2, and that's what we're going to be using today. This will go downstairs and I'll put it in the bag. I probably will do that later though. Alright, so this here is what connects up. There's a little, I don't know if you see that little little thing there. I'm not sure what it's, okay, here, number 2, 5.5 tack. So this is the number 2 sail here. And this side will face down here. What we'll do is follow this. So this here is what goes inside the track, and I don't know what you call this. It's like kind of like a round thing that's rough or tough or something. But what I always do is just follow this all the way to top of the sail, which is right here. And this here, of course, we will get our heliard and attach it like so. So now that's attached, and then I always just feed this a little bit inside of here. now that's right there, I need to find the other end of this, which should be somewhere around this area. Here it is right here. So this is the other point. We have our two lines. We have the port side line to control the sail, and we've got the starboard one here. So I'm gonna tie a bowline knot. That's what I do for this. So kind of pull a little bit through, make a little loop, feed this through the loop, feed it over, under, pull this. You can see that extremely tight, so any kind of wind tension that occurs will not be affected. So that's connected to the port side here. Now we have the starboard one. We will run a loop, or excuse me, run this through here. Do the same thing. Get one like this. Loop that through. Pull it through here. Pull it under here. So those two are connected up very tight. Both of them. If one of these comes undone, then you lose all control for that particular side. So you better make sure you tie some pretty damn good bowline. Well, I think we are ready to raise the sails. Now I always start with the mainsail because it's kind of our first line of power here, and it's the easiest sail to raise because every part of it is controlled, you know. So and it's already set up here. I've raised this several times on this channel, but it's gonna get stuck. Sometimes it gets all raveled up and stuff. You gotta come up here and fix it. We've got wind coming from this way that's pushing the sail like that. Let's give that a try and see if it'll go up now. It's stuck. Let's go ahead and play around here and see what we can do. On is the wind coming from directly south, so if you could turn us facing that way, and it should be better. I think that's what the issue is. We were facing where the wind's coming directly from behind here. Now it's kind of looking like a flag. Grab one of our winch wrenches here. This is really nice because you can go like this. Until she just can't go up anymore. Here we go. So sails up. Let's go ahead and raise the head sail here. I had some issues yesterday, as you saw, and I'm not going to make that mistake again. So I'm not going to pull this thing all the way up where the fitting becomes dislodged or something. I'm not going to play that game. Almost completely
cracked you.
If my head was just slightly higher, we would have been absolutely finished here. Now
Is there a way we need to be facing? That's ideal.
well, try to go that way, where the sail's facing that way, then I can see it better. Aim towards, like that third tower there on the hill. The third most right tower. Try to stay there and move course.
Not deviate. Okay.
Alright, well, that's as. Oh shit. Stay on my foot. Okay, so you see, I want to show you guys this because this is exactly what I'm talking about. Let me go ahead and tie this off here really quick. You guys can see this. This right here, the end of this was up here, and there's like a track right here, and this part wouldn't fit into this track when I was trying to pull it down. So I had to like drive a tool in there in order to get it to fit back in. That was the problem I was having. This one is actually where the bottom line here is really tight there. So this is as far as it goes up. So I think the issue, what I need to do is for the other two sails, make that anchor line smaller so there isn't as much line there, and everything's like close there. And I know this sail is going to come down really easily, so anyways, I keep learning shit, so I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know anything, but now I know, so.
That was a perfect thing to say.
Oh shit! I didn't. Okay, so we are now going to adjust our tack, and we're gonna head west here. So if you want to like steer kind of towards the north, and switch to the other side. I'm gonna head this way. Once we come across this land here, we're gonna head and we're gonna change and start heading west. Blake Island is just over there. So that's what's currently going on right now. Got a lot of bullshit here to clean up. Holy shit, I should pay attention. So the medium number 2 sail here, it really only goes to that point, whereas the Genoa went, I think, all the way to here, but that one goes there. Then my small one goes like only up there. But this might be my favorite sail, I think. I think it's a pretty good sail and a good setup here, so this one might be my daily flyer, the one I fly the most. So pretty good wind. This is about what they were forecasting today, so yeah. We are making our way around here. We got some other boats, like a ferry boat and stuff. Decided to journey their way out here. The seas are not too bad. I think sometimes we got like some 2-foot waves, but it's not too bad right now. I just saw some sea spray, so a little bit of water is coming on over the top there. Take a look at that. It's a big old mess down here, but I'm not gonna bother cleaning it up if it's just gonna fall again. You think
for your
so?
table in general.
That table's always messy. Oh, I forgot to tell you that, like, my friend from the last video, he's out here again, so we're continuing our vibe session from yesterday. And yeah. Also, like, turning into the wind will basically stop the boat. So if it like gets too over, then I'll like turn into the wind like that. Kills the speed.
That's good enough.
So like if it gets too crazy, you can like turn into the wind, then it'll stop you.
That's very good to know. But like it also makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Like now we're stopped, or stopped as you can get. We're not like tilting over as much anymore. But also you kind of have to be like you have to be careful with that, like, because if you get stuck in it, then you won't be able, you'll lose your steering. So you have to like go in and then go out again, or else you'll lose your ability to steer, and then you could get like turned around and stuff, going where you don't want to go and stuff like that. Here's the waves from the ferry boat. Well, it's been a little bit since the last clip, but we are approaching Blake Island, and we're going to be going on the back side of it. Here's Bainbridge Island right here, which we're going to be cutting in between, going behind this island here. I see a sailboat that I think is moored on one of those mooring poles. But yeah, it's been like a consistent like 11 knot or something. So we've been making a lot of progress. I think it's already like 9, like close to 10 in the morning right now. 10, 12. Yeah, so we are just making our way to the back side of it right now. Got some like debris and stuff in the water. And I think we were caught in like a little bit of a riptide type thing, because the tide is kind of in an interchange period right now. I just looked at it. So the water's kind of like trying to figure out which way to go. But I think we just got out of it, so kind of see a little bit of the wind chime right there. But the wind is kind of, it died for a little bit because it caught in the land shadow, but now it's kind of picking up a little bit again. So we're making a little bit more progress. Remember how I said earlier that that I thought the sail was fixed there? Look at that.
The what?
Where it connects there is now above that silver part, and that was the problem I'm having. So I think this whole thing right here, this white thing, moves up and down, and it just moved down. So I don't know how to fix that, to be honest. I think I just need to not pull the sail up all the way up or something. Well, I didn't think I pulled it all the way up, but I guess maybe I did. So, but I'll have to figure that out, because we're gonna go through the same fiasco that we went through yesterday trying to get that off. So that'll be fun for a little bit later. Okay, well, we're gonna try to do some anchoring here, so I'm gonna bring the sails down, and then we're gonna approach this spot here on the kind of towards the beach. So first I'm putting the sails Maybe you should try to, let me actually see.
I didn't know which way I was able to turn that.
Got a boat here. Alright, so this should show us depth.
Don't need to be like stable.
I think this needs to be deeper in the water.
$260, $240.
Oh wow, okay. 245 feet deep.
$230, $270, $260, $240. We need to be at like 20.
Probably, yeah. So, I'm surprised how deep this is. We're so close. It's that deep. But we got some boats here. Where am I gonna fit in? So, little update here. We are trying to find a spot to anchor, but this spot is, it's just a little bit too like crowded and windy and stuff. So, I think we're gonna try to go around the island and attack it from a different side, and then try to anchor up over there, and I think it'll be more successful.
He's going to drop the anchor. We're at 25 right now.
The question is it gonna like bite into the ground?
Yeah, that's the question I asked in a different way.
You asked that question?
In a different way. I said, how do we know if it's working?
Basically,
But that was exactly your question.
Yeah. If we stop moving, then we know it's working.
Okay.
So it's just a game now. Yeah, it's grabbing. There's
yeah.
It's tight. So I think we are not moving anymore.
We're secured.
I'm just gonna let a little bit more out. But we're secured. Well, we are at anchor right now, and by the looks of things, it doesn't look like we're moving. Like, I'm looking at some tree or something and like seeing if it's moving, but I don't think it's moving. I think we are locked into place. And looking down at like the motor, it's like stationary. There's no like no bubbles, like moving bubbles on the sides. So I think we are actually good. And I was kind of like drumming that up, and it really wasn't that big of a deal. You literally just toss the anchor in and then wait for it to touch the bottom, and then that's it. And I don't know why I did, like, because I was like, oh shit, we got to do this, we got to do this. No, you don't. Just drop it in. Shit. So that's what we ended up doing, and now it's working. So it's called free camping. So, but we're just gonna stay here for a little bit, and then try something else and head out and stuff. I want to show you the what the anchor looks like right now. So up here we have the anchor line here. It's about 30 feet deep right where we are. So we got this, and the tide is going up right now, so there will be more slack on this line, like as the tide rises. But like, I'm just feeling this right here, and there's tension on it, like it's touching the bottom. So definitely in a position where we're good to go, not moving around or anything. So yeah. But you can kind of hear some of the sounds, a lot of sail sounds, but I think I can fix a lot of that. But I mean, the rocking is not too bad. Kind of feels like you're like getting rocked to sleep or something. But yeah, I kind of organize this a little bit. This area down here it's still pretty messy. So it's about a couple hours, or excuse me, 40 minutes later or so, and we are going to be heading out and then heading back towards Seattle. So I'm going to show you guys how I take this anchor off. The first thing I'm going to do is put the motor in forward, so then we keep moving forward. And then the idea is, because I have the danforth anchor, so it's got like the two spikes. The idea is if we go forward, then it'll unlodge those spikes, and then it'll be free, and then I can pull it up. Yeah, a little bit. Here it's to the left.
Oh yeah, you got it. Dang.
That was pretty easy, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, we got the anchor out, and it's pretty easy actually. Got a little seaweed here. I'll throttle that or else it'll die. Yeah. If you have it too low, then it turns it off. Alright, so we'll put this back in here. Very easy. I'm pretty surprised actually with how simple this anchor is. Let's find a place where it's like 30 feet deep. Then yeah, so well, that's about it. I'm gonna set up the sails, and then we're gonna start heading back towards Seattle. Well, the sails are up. I'm not sure how much of that footage you saw of me taking the anchor down, because that camera said that the memory was full on it, so you might not have even saw any footage of me taking the anchor up, but it wasn't too difficult. Basically, like, I've been watching some videos, and what they would say is to put the motor in forward, so the boat's moving forward, because with the danforth anchors you have those two teeth that are driving into the bottom of the water, and if you like just pull it normally, it's going to drive it deeper, but if you go in forward, it'll actually dislodge that, and then you can pull it up. So that actually worked out really good. Just put the motor in forward, and the boat, the anchor went, and it was not a problem. So now we're sailing all the way back to Seattle, and that should take like I don't know, 2 hours or something just to get back over there, unless this wind picks up. If the wind can pick up, then we could get there in quicker time. But yeah, so my experience with anchoring, it worked out pretty good, and it's not too bad. Like, the only thing is the sails. Really the big issue was the sails that are like the heliards that are banging against the mast, and they just keep making a clanking sound. That I can see getting old. I feel like I'd have to take off the halyard and attach it somewhere so it's away from the mast. That's probably how to solve that problem. So and then other things, the wave, I mean, we're in kind of small waves right now, so it wasn't too bad. It was kind of a nice rock, but I can see, like, if the waves pick up and it's like you're being thrown around, then it could be a different story. But well, anyways, I don't think I'm going to be filming too much more from here on to the marina, because my phone's at 10% right now, so I don't want my phone to die. So I guess if anything interesting happens, I'll whip out the camera and record it. But yeah, I want to conserve my battery life. So, well, took about an hour and a half, but we're back in Elliott Bay here, and we're gonna be heading up the river, getting back to the marina, and calling it a day here sailing. Really cool day. I really thought it was these last 2 days have been really like educational. Like, I've really learned a lot anchoring, about more of my sails and how they work. I learned how to fix the problem with the jib so it doesn't get stuck. So it was a really good time. Well, that about does it for this video. Yeah, my phone ended up dying, so I'm just recording on my friend's phone right now. So anyways, yeah, I was successful, did some anchoring and figured that out. Sailing was good, so yeah, everything's put away. So that'll do it for this video. See you in the next one.